like 120 megabytes of per second on my net. So I really don't know what the hell is going on. Mateusz, on your
My internet isn't fast, but I hear you, Michał, very well. I have a problem with Brian.
You have problems with Brian?
Brian, yes? Yes, only.
Well, it's
You have problems hearing me?
It's like I hear parts of words. Not always, but sometimes I hear only parts of words. Like is
I have a dog. Ah, alright. Yeah, I can also hear sometimes, but I can hear parts of both of you sometimes.
So there's a problem with yours connection. So you've got problems with you. Maybe somebody else should make the conversation.
Start the conversation, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, we can try that. But you know, one thing is weird, because when I've recorded it with OBS before, I basically I had the video feed, and now I don't. And my frames per second, I mean not frames per second, but my bandwidth in OBS is very weak. I don't know, it's not my internet problem. I mean, I don't have any problems with my internet, so oh well. Alright, so one of you can start a new conversation, I guess. Who would be?
What do you mean?
I will end the conversation and start another one.
Alright. Brian.
Yeah.
Mateusz will start another conversation and then just, you know, invite us. Maybe it will fix the problem.
Oh, a different Skype conversation. Okay.
Yeah. I can see you,
okay.
Matthew. Matthew, can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian, can you see Matthew?
I'm gonna hang up on this call and you're gonna call us. See you. No.
I disconnected and entered again.
Alright, so I have Brian. I will also have to disconnect.
Okay, so I'll do the same.
But you have Matthew in your friends?
In my friends? No, I don't.
So add him, so you know, so he can add you to the conversation.
Okay.
Right. I'm disconnecting Matthew.
I don't have Brian in friends, so I cannot add him to conversation.
Yeah, I think he now is going to add you as a friend, I think.
It's my thing is BP here. I'll type it in Roll20.
I see it.
Okay, I'm disconnecting anyway, and I'll connect to you shortly.
Okay.
I'm here.
Hello.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright.
Oh, it's louder. Sounds better.
Sounds better?
It sounds better?
Yeah, it sounds better.
Okay, so let's hope that it will work better as well. Okay, so anyway, you're talking to the bartender. Well, we had this guild house fire 2 weeks ago. Nasty business. And both of our priests have been killed.
Priest of Ulrich, right?
Well, actually, priest of Ulrich and priest of Mor.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no one to tend to the temples. And we can't bury our dead.
Did they die in the fire?
Well, one of them did. The priest of Mor died in the fire in the guild house. The priest of Ulrich was eaten by wolves. A bad omen, I'm sure you can see that.
Yeah, I do.
And he's not the only one. There are There are animals attacking people all over the town. People, and he, he drops down his voice, who get too close to Amelia, it seems.
People that get too close to her wind up getting attacked by animals?
Yes.
Has anybody asked her about it?
Well, don't be dense, halfling. What will the 16-year girl tell you?
I don't know, she seemed nervous. She
Yes,
seemed to know.
of course she is.
Who would know more?
I don't know. I'm just telling you this, so
This is
that maybe you won't be the next victim of a wolf attack.
It's kind of peculiar situation. Sounds like Ulrich is displeased.
We believe so too. But
Okay.
we don't know how we had displeased him. I mean, we've sent people to fight for Middenheim to the north, and we've always been pious people and honest. Even though this town is a merchant's town.
Who is Amelie to you? Is she kin?
She was working in the guild house as a servant before. She was working there from her early years, so when the guild has burned to the ground, I decided to take care of her.
Are there any guild members in here?
Right now, no, and they are seldom visiting this joint.
Where can I find the guildmaster?
The guildmaster has been dead. The guildmaster has died.
Is there somebody that's filled his position or is next in line?
Oh yes, there are still a few prominent guild members in town. If you really want to know.
I mean, yeah, the weather's been kind of crappy, so.
Well, there are the Lang brothers, Herman and Ruprecht, twins they are. They are guildmasters, both of them. There's, and he points towards finely clothed man, about 30-35 years of age, with a sword and a dagger strapped to his belt. There's Horst Teuber, he's their valet.
He's what?
Their servant. Valet.
A butler.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I can hear you better now. Funny enough.
A butler. The valet is a butler.
Yeah, it's a butler.
A medieval type of butler.
So yeah, there's this man. You can see that he is dressed in a fine livery, and his clothes are of obvious good quality. He sips his drink and looks either towards you or the girl. Well, he tries to be rather inconspicuous looking.
I want to tell the bartender to pay for whatever his next drink is on me.
The bartender gives you a long look and just shrugs. Fine, have it your way, halfling.
Alright. Go back and sit at the table again.
Just a word of advice, you won't find friends easily in this place, not after the burning of the guild. People have become scared, especially after the attacks began. We never had wolves on the streets before. It's dangerous to go outside at this time of night. Just a word of advice for you.
I plan on staying in here tonight. I'm definitely not going out there.
Well, then you're clearly a man of reason and good common sense. From what I've understood, you'll be staying with the Nordlander there, and his family in the room upstairs.
Yeah, what is our tab so far? I'll cover all the...
You'll be staying for 2 days, from what this fine fellow from Nordland told me. So, for so many people, you'll be paying 1 gold crown.
Okay.
For plus 5 silver for food for 2 days.
Sounds fair to me.
I'm happy to hear that, halfling.
Can I pay in advance?
Of course, of course.
Okay, I take out 1 gold, 5 silver.
Alright. You've paid the man. And you return to your table.
Okay.
Where Harald is still sitting with Gennaro, who is finishing eating his meal.
Tomorrow I will talk with the hunters to speak about the way to River Rake. But today I'm going to sleep. We're not in a hurry. It's raining often, yeah.
Yeah, we might have to wait until the rain dies down
Stop.
before we leave.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll speak to the rangers next day, so good night.
You can suddenly hear a horrible scream from outside. Ah! You know, a few people just got up on their feet, but they are clearly very afraid to go outside. The bartender pulled out a large axe from under the counter, but
I get my club out.
yeah, but he's also very clearly afraid to do anything. Gennaro is immediately on his feet, his buckler and club in his hands, standing right beside you. You believe you can hear animal growls and snarls from right outside the tavern. What are you doing?
I take the pistol out of holster and wait.
Is there a fireplace?
Yeah.
Like hard?
You can hear you can hear the sounds of fighting from outside. Some men's desperate screams and the howling of wolves.
Can I get a stick, a flaming stick out of the fire?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna run over to the door, and I'm gonna turn around to see who's coming with me.
You can clearly see Gennaro with you. Harald, you can see that your family is looking frightfully from upstairs to see what is going on, but they are not coming down. Suddenly you can hear Amelie screaming, "Oh no! It's Wolf! They are killing him! The monsters are killing him!" And she rushes towards the door, trying to open it.
I scream to my brother, "Bring me my shield and my sword," and I run out with the pistol up to the halfling, saying something like, "You're brave for a halfling, but stupid."
Well, I turned around to see who was following me first.
Well, you can see Gennaro and Harald go with you outside.
I want to curse all the men in there.
All right, you basically just curse them for the cowards that they are, and you can see that they are cowards. In fact, none of them even moved closer to the door, and well, basically you've run outside and you can see the following scene. You see a young man about 18 years old, who looks like a trapper or a hunter. He's dressed in furs. He's quite handsome, but his hair is long and unkempt. He has this shaggy beard, He's been attacked by 5 wolves who are savaging him. You know, they are biting his legs and arms. His woodsman's axe is lying nearby, but obviously he's been, you know, he's been unable to use it effectively against the monsters. Each one of you, please roll for perception.
Perception. Okay.
Alright, Brian, you failed. I'm going to roll for Gennaro.
I don't know how to use
Oh.
GM rolls with the
It's
character
2D
sheet.
Matthew.
Alright,
Hmm? You mean what?
And we do like the 2D10.
yeah,
I don't know why. What we do.
yeah, 2d10 it is.
Okay.
Right, basically, Harald, when you've came outside, the first thing you saw after, of course, the horrible, you know, maiming of the man by wolves, you believe you saw a tall figure with red glowing eyes standing just outside the light coming from inside the inn. But when you've blinked, the figure was gone. And
Okay.
then then you focused on the wolves that were just tearing this man to pieces. What are you doing? What's your
How far is it?
a few meters?
I fired the pistol. The closest monster. I don't know.
Alright, so roll for ballistic skill. You've got a plus 10 modifier for short range. 44.
No, 93.
93, sorry. Alright, so yeah, you fired your pistol, you've discharged the weapon, but the shot went wide. However, the sound it made forced the wolves to stagger, and basically they've released the man, who fell to the ground with a yelp of pain. Gennaro is immediately, you know, jumped towards him. He just grabbed him and began to haul him towards the entrance. But you see that the wolves are not done yet, and they charge you. At least two of them. Two of them are. One is jumping towards you, Harald, and the other is jumping towards Sully. It's initiative time.
Okay.
I'm going to roll for the wolves.
Oh, 1d10, right?
Oh, yeah, 1d10. And add your agility bonus.
Agility bonus is
Is the first.
the first. Okay.
Yeah, the first digit of your agility. So I'm
6
guessing it's 4 or 3 for you. 6 total, yes?
Yep.
All right.
2 plus.
Brian, you've got 7 probably.
8. I'm 54 agility.
Okay, so we have to roll one more time for between you and the wolves. Roll 1d10, and who rolls higher goes first. Oh, that was a good roll.
Oh.
Alright, the wolves are first. The wolves charge you, but basically you see that only 2 of the 5 wolves charge you, because the other 3 run away, scared by the pistol discharge. They will try to jump you, so they make... It's not even a charge attack, it's basically just move and attack, so they won't have these crazy bonuses. First for you, Brian. They've managed to pounce on you, one of them.
Not parry or anything?
You can parry, you can dodge. Well, you can parry because you did not declare this. Do you have a weapon in second hand?
I have the club and I have a stick with the fire.
Okay, so you can parry. Alright. Well, I mean, it's an improvised weapon, but I will let you parry because it's an improvised flaming weapon, very effective against wild
Oh, I
animals.
can't use the club?
What?
Oh, I can't use the club?
You can only automatically pair with the weapon in your offhand.
Okay, would I stand a better chance dodging?
Do you have dodge? I mean, you can dodge even if you don't have it, but
I do. I'm checking right now.
if you have dodge, you will dodge on your full agility.
I don't see dodge.
That's a good question, Harold. I don't really know. No, okay, but you're right. We'll use D100.
Okay.
I
So
don't know.
I'm rolling half agility and I didn't make it.
You can use your luck.
Yeah, that's a wolf. So yeah, that's half agility.
All right. You've managed to step aside and smack the wolf with your flaming stick. The wolf yelped with pain and jumped away, running away into the night. Meanwhile, the second wolf is trying to get to you, Harold.
Yeah.
But Sally can try to intercept it, since you have the same agility bonus. So you can try to strike it before it reaches Harold, and and it will tear out his throat.
So I'm flanking it basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swing the club at it then.
Roll for attack, D100. Well,
Yeah.
you've tried, but the wolf was quicker. You can of course use another luck point if you want.
No, because I'm not sure how far we're going tonight.
All right.
I might need it.
So I'm rolling for wolf. The wolf missed. Harold, you've managed to take one step back, and its jaws clapped in front of your face. Now it's your turn. You've discharged your pistol. What are you going to do?
I'm trying to strike the wolf with the dagger. With the dagger.
So you pull out your dagger and you strike the fiend.
Yeah.
You are using it in your offhand. You have ambidextrous.
No, I can change hands with the gun.
Okay, as a quick action, sure. So try to strike it with a dagger.
Is Lucas with us?
Yeah, I wanted to get to that.
Oh yeah, there's another guy here, by the way.
You've managed to do
Missed.
that. All right.
Missed. It missed.
You've missed?
Yeah.
How much weapon skill do you have?
32.
Oh.
The River Warden doesn't have
You could use luck.
upgrades. I can use luck to. No, I don't want to.
All right. You've swung your dagger and you've actually managed to score a hit, but the wolf's thick fur stabbed the blade. Oh, and by the way, Lucas went into the woods. He told you that there's a village nearby, Nordfels, when you were still in the town before you met Harold, and he told you that he has some relatives there and he wants to make sure that they are fine after the events at Nordfels. And basically he promised you to meet you in Naun.
Okay.
So you rendezvous in Naun. Right. So the wolf is at you again. He's going to he plans to tear you to shreds. He attacks and he scores, and I believe he tries to clamp his jaws on your head.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
I will try to parry it with the pistol, with the left hand,
All right.
and I roll for weapon skills.
Exactly.
I mean, even if you just wedge the fired pistol between your face and its face, like that's better than nothing.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea
No.
for you to use your luck point because
Yeah, we'll do that.
head
Luck
wounds
point.
are really nasty.
Oh, but it failed.
Alright. So I'm just going to roll for... right. How many toughness do you have?
3,
3. How many wounds do you have?
10.
Oh shit. Well. Okay. Uh, it's a critical hit.
Yeah, obviously.
Uh, you're. I mean, don't worry, it's not lethal. I think I'll just have to use Joseph's critical hits.
It's 4 in the head.
Yeah, it's -4 in the head, and it's under teeth and claws. Yeah. Just give me a second because I need to open the. -4.
Shatters my armor, which I doesn't have.
What?
It shatters my armor, which I doesn't have.
No, don't look.
You have another one, okay.
Yeah, I'm using a special critical hits roll made by a guy who was basically a doctor, a medical doctor.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. If I could remember how to use these damn things, because they were really... No, okay, I remember. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad, don't worry. It's... basically, he tore at you with his claws and made you stagger backward, unable to take any attack actions in your next turn.
Okay.
So you can parry, you can dodge, but you can attack.
Okay.
So this, in this turn you can attack. In next turn you can normally attack. It's like this. However, Sally is right there beside you, and he will be able to help you. Sally,
Yeah, I'm gonna attack.
kill the bastard.
Oh!
Oh, nice. The wolf will try to ineffectively dodge. And of course he fails miserably. Roll for damage. Alright, you've struck a nasty blow to the wolf's flank. The animal fell back, yelping with pain, and basically just ran away into the night, leaving you on the battlefield, bloody but alive.
Can you walk?
Me? Yeah, I can. I'm just confused.
Yeah,
Let's get back inside quick.
you see that
Or-
Harold will have a few new scars,
Two scars, yeah.
but otherwise he should be fine, fortunately. You go inside. Of course, your family just jumps you immediately, and they begin to cry and ask if you're okay, and they are very, very afraid of you. The bartender sits you at the best table and quickly provides you with some food and some alcohol to dull your pain. You can see that nearby the man Wolf is treated by a few people in the tavern. His injuries are bad, but he will live. He hasn't even lost consciousness, fortunately.
The bartender gave me wine or...
Wine, yeah,
Wine.
he gave you the good
Okay.
stuff.
I pour it out on my head.
What?
I pour out it on my head.
Oh,
To
okay,
clean the wounds on his face, yeah.
okay.
Wine's probably not good for the... Like, you probably want, like, hard, like, vodka or something.
Yeah, probably.
Better
Wine
than
on-
nothing. Better than nothing.
Yeah.
The bartender, who is obviously maybe not trained as a medic, but he saw a few wounds in his life. He just grabs your head rather unceremoniously, which makes you hiss in pain, and he looks at you. Well, the scars will be thin and straight enough not to make you an ugly bastard, so you can be helpful for that, grateful for that. That was very brave thing you did there, sir. Sirs. He looks at also at you, Sally. Thanks to you, Wolf will live. And he nods towards the young man treated by the girl, Amelie.
I want to go talk to them.
All right. You.
And I wanna take my bath. So
I will help you go upstairs, sir, and I will prepare you a new bath myself, says the bartender. And with his help and the help of your family, you're basically just carried upstairs after being treated.
I do not protest.
Yeah, no, you certainly do not protest. Meanwhile, Sally, you go with Gennaro, who join you. You go towards the
Wolf, probably.
yeah, Wolf. His name is Wolf, W-U-L-F. He lies on the table, on two tables, stuck together, hissing with pain as Amelie applies bandages and healing balms to his wounds. When he sees you, he says, "Thank Tal and Raya for your arrival. I'm in your debt. Now and forever, Master Halfling. And that fine man who just disappeared upstairs. I will thank him later."
I'm gonna take my hat off and nod to him.
You see that Amelie is looking at you with appreciation and gratefulness. Basically, she's very grateful that you saved this boy, this young man.
So what happened exactly? Tell me.
I went outside and I wanted to go to the woods. Well, I'm a woodsman by trade, and I live in the hills around Elstenhall. But just as I was walking outside, this wolves attacked me. I couldn't believe it until then that, well, no animal is behaving like that, No animal just attacks people in the town. They are afraid of cities, of towns. I never
So what do
saw
you think is
anything like
going
that.
on?
I don't know. People say that this town has displeased Ulrich in some form, in some way. But
What do you think, Amelie?
she looks at you, she looks at him. I honestly don't know, good sir. I'm just a servant. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure what is going on in this town.
Who did you serve at the Merchants Guild?
I was just a servant in the Merchants Guild. I served people who work there.
Were you there when the fire broke out?
Yes, but when it broke out, I ran outside. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it was natural or if it was orchestrated. I'm not really sure.
So describe what happened that night.
I was preparing to serve some wine to the guildmaster who perished in the burning.
Yes, I heard.
Yes, the poor Albrecht Reise. I was preparing to serve some wine when suddenly flames burst from the top levels of the guild and quickly began to engulf the whole building. So me and many others, we've just run, so as to escape with our lives. And well, that was it, really.
Nobody has any idea how the fire started?
No, sir. I mean, not anyone that I know of.
You haven't heard anybody talking, gossiping, theories?
I don't honestly know, sir. Well, I mean, how would I know?
I don't know. I just got to town. I'm just asking if you've heard things around town.
No, no, sir. I really, really don't know. Roll for your perception, Sally. You've managed to?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see that among the patrons, a young man looks at you with undisguised hostility.
I want to look right back at him.
He stops looking at you with undisguised hostility.
Okay. Thank you, Emily. You've been a lot of help. Wolf, look after those wounds, and stay inside for the rest of the night.
Oh, you bet. I'm not planning on leaving this tavern and going to the woods anytime soon. It's too dangerous. And you know,
I want to walk to the. Oh, sorry.
yeah, you see that basically, you know, he just begins to speak to Emily quietly, while nodding to the tavern owner to you know, to prepare a room for him, or even a place in the in one of the common rooms in the inn to sleep. Meanwhile, Harald, you begin to take your bath, which is very, very fine, and all your ails and, you know, your pains just go away. Your family is around you. What are you doing? Other than nothing, just taking a bath.
Yeah, taking a bath and I don't know, speaking with them about that I'm saying that I'm fine and will have to rest a few days and everything will be okay and stuff like that. We're not far from noon, and this is a good place to rest.
All right.
And then I go to sleep. I don't do anything special.
Yeah.
Maybe sing a song for my sister, I forgot what, my daughter.
All right.
I'll tell her, or tell her a fairy tale, and so go to sleep.
Right. Yeah. You're very tired, so you basically, you know, just figure that sleep is a good idea.
Yeah, especially that I'm hurt.
Yeah. Sally, what are you doing?
I want to go back to the bartender and ask for a bottle of brandy and 3 glasses.
He looks at you. Oh, we don't have brandy here, sir. The best we do.
Whiskey?
No, sir. The best we do is wine. From.
Wine it's done.
You want some wine, then?
Yes, please.
Coming right up. A bottle of Rakeland Red. One of our best.
How much do I owe you?
Nothing. For saving this boy's life. It's on the. This one's on the house.
Thank you. So I want to take that and the 3 glasses and go over to the stranger's table that was mean mugging me.
All right. Well, the stranger is actually a kid. You see that? You know, he's very, very, very young. Yeah.
So I get 2 glasses then, one for me and one for Janera.
He's like 15 years old. You know.
Oh, so he's adult.
Yeah, well, yes, it's in the world of Warhammer. He's, you know, he's pretty old. You see that he's skeletal thin, and he tries to compensate by wearing baggier styles of slash doublet, which is probably popular in this part of the Empire of Reichland. You see that, you know, that he's not exactly nervous, but as he looks at you, the first, you know, word that comes to mind is weird. So you come to him with, with 2 glasses and a bottle of wine. He was reading a book, basically. You don't really know what it's about, as you can't read. Yes?
Yeah. I just sit down on his table and I pour my glass and one for Gennaro.
Gennaro takes
How you
the
doing?
glass.
My name's
Yes, yes, sorry, continue.
How you doing? My name's Sally.
He just looks at you.
You look like somebody that knows something.
I don't know anything, sir.
Do you want a drink?
I don't drink. I'm reading, if you haven't noticed.
I want to grab his book.
Okay, you grab his book and he said, "Hey! What it's all about?" You've grabbed his
Tell
book.
me a story.
What story? Give me back my book. Give me back my book!
Oh, any story. Go. I'll give you back your book.
What is this, some kind of joke?
No, I'm just want some entertainment. You have a book. I want to hear a story.
It's a poetry book. Fine
Okay.
Poetry. By Elena Dubowski from Kislev.
Okay. So what's your story?
What's my story?
Yeah.
What do you mean, my story?
I told you my name.
My name is Gerdnar. Gerdnar Hoch. Fine?
Okay.
Happy? Give me back my book, please.
What do you think is going on around town with all the animal attacks?
I don't know.
With Amelie?
The gods hate us, perhaps. I'm not really sure. I'm
Do
trying...
you think it has anything to do with Amelie?
Why do you think it has anything to do with Emily? Eh? You know, he basically...
I've heard people talking.
when you've mentioned her, he became a bit agitated.
Oh, you have a crush on Amelie, huh?
I don't. What's it to you anyway?
I hand him back his book.
He grabs the book. He hides it under his clothes. So anything
Let's
else
go talk to her.
I could help you with?
Word of advice: just go and talk to her.
Thank you. I will take your advice to heart.
Okay. I guess I get up and me and Gennaro go check on Harold.
Alright. As you walk away, Gennaro says, "What a loser."
He just needs to get in a couple fights and we'll figure out who he is.
Yeah, he probably hasn't even put it in yet.
Easy now.
You know, when I was his age, I was already called the Tylian Stallion, eh?
Yeah, I thought he knew something more, but I think he just has a crush on the girl.
Well, anyway, you go upstairs, you see that Harold is already asleep, as is most of his family. There are a few, well, there are enough beds for all of you to, to use. The bath has been taken away by the tavern owner. You still have a bit of wine in your bottle.
I'm gonna pour a glass for Harold and one for me.
Harold is sleeping, I think.
Oh, okay.
But of course you can always just, wake him up.
Yeah, I'll wake him up.
You wake him up?
Yeah.
Alright. Harold, you've been waken up. Woken up.
What's happening?
I hand you a glass of wine.
Oh.
I ask how your face is.
Well,
No, I drink.
it's been patched a bit.
You have stitches?
I'm alive, don't worry.
You don't think the stitches will be necessary, actually. It's not as bad as it looks.
Okay.
You won't even have scars,
Yeah,
Harold.
sorry about that. If I was a little quicker, I could have gotten that wolf before it pounced you.
Yeah, thanks for help, much. I think I won't go after you next time.
You think what? You won't go after me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably wasn't the best idea, but I don't know. The fact that nobody else was doing anything made me want to do something.
Yeah, that's true. People were too scared to do anything about that.
It's just gonna happen more and more if the animals see that the townsfolk are easy pickings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But now we cannot.
I guess.
But now we cannot leave soon because they have to heal. Rest.
What do you think is going on around town?
I don't know. Maybe the same that's on North. I mean, you know, dark forces are spreading. The gods abandoned us, something like that.
Well, yeah, I think we should stay for another day. I'm not sure anything's gonna pan out with that.
You
Or
come
that
from,
even if
come from far you come from far west. You don't know what happens in the north, do you?
Yeah.
I'm from Salzman, the capital of Nordland. It was a big city, almost like Nuln, or similar to Aldorf. But now there are only few houses left.
The whole city was razed to the ground.
Yeah, no, the whole city. The monsters.
Hundreds of years ago, there were pirate states in Tilia, but where entire cities were razed, but they've mostly been rebuilt. I can't imagine that.
So that what happens here is only some animals, not demons or something like that. So although I seen something clear,
Yeah, something
a shadow with red eyes.
clear. What was that?
I'm not sure. It's a shadow that with red eyes. I'm not sure.
Where was it?
Near the tavern. Near the inn.
In the tap?
No, outside of it.
Oh.
I even wanted to shot it, but it disappeared. Maybe it was a game of lights. You know,
Okay.
some.
Well, we should definitely stay indoors when the sun goes down in this town. Alright, well,
the bad thing is I have to rest. I cannot live fast.
yeah. Heal your wounds, rest, get well. And if we have to stay another day or two, we'll deal with it.
Okay. And what's with the boy who survived?
Oh,
Ranger.
wait. What?
The ranger
I didn't hear the
survived.
last part, sorry.
The ranger attacked by wolves. He survived. He's good?
Yeah, he's gonna.
Okay.
His name is Wolf.
Oh, wolf. Great. Unlucky name. Well,
Yeah.
almost killed by wolves.
Another.
Guys, I'll be back in a minute. Just, grabbing some water. Be right back.
Okay, I'll do the same. I'll do the same.
Too.
Alright. Okay, I'm back. You guys up? Guys.
I'm back.
Alright, great.
I'm back.
Great.
I just want to say with the notes I'm writing,
Yeah.
I'm writing things out how they sound, so everything's gonna be misspelled really,
No worries.
really bad.
No worries. Alright, so what are you going to do now? Are you just going to sleep? After drinking the whole bottle of wine between you two? You're free actually, because Gennaro is also for some, sweet wine action. Or what?
Close the door by the key and
What?
close the door by the key.
Alright, no worries. And then it's...
You want to sleep in shifts, or? I mean, we got a lot of people here. It could be like 1 hour shifts even.
Wake up my brother, he will shift with you.
Okay.
So basically you just take shifts between the couple of you, and you manage to to last till dawn. At dawn, you get up, go down, eat something probably. Amelie just fetches you some food, scrambled eggs, and some bacon, some bread, good stuff.
Thank you.
She smiles at you nervously, just nods her head, and then continues to attend to her duties. You can see that the kid, Gernar, is also here, as well as Wolf, who is recovering. What's your what's your course of action on this fine day?
I want to gossip with the hunters about how to get to River Lake.
Alright. You could just probably talk to Wolf.
Yeah, and I will start from that.
Alright. So you approach Wolf, who, seeing you, raises his glass in toast. Oh, Nordlander! I have you to thank for my continued existence. Tao and Raya be with you.
I have you to blame for the wounds on my hand.
I'm sorry for that. Maybe I could buy you a drink.
No, actually, you can tell me how to get to River Lake Break.
River Rake, from here?
Okay.
It's about 2 weeks travel to the nearest port, in Uschenschloss.
Uschenschloss.
Yes, it's a small port, but from there you can catch a boat to Altdorf or Naun.
I'm interested in a bigger ferry, but okay. I hope the ferries too. Can you lead the way, or?
Well, when I recover a bit, sure, but not in this state. These beasts really savaged me, and you can see that he means it. Basically, two of his hands and one of his leg are wrapped in bandages. He also sustained some wounds to the face, although only a few scratches. But he's clearly in no shape to move out now.
Mm-hmm. So, if you don't get better in the few days we stay here, maybe you show us which hunter can lead us.
Yes, there are a few people here who will gladly help you get to Ushlos without any
Okay.
problems. But I should be fine in 3 to 4 days. Fine enough to travel. So you can just wait a bit.
Yeah, I can.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can. We'll do that probably.
Great.
So, let's drink some beer or something.
Yes, that is a fine idea. Bartender, drinks for me and this fine Nordland fellow, please. Coming right up. Shouts back the bartender. Sally, what are you doing?
Finishing my breakfast. Who else is in the tavern right now?
Like I said, Emily, Wolf, Gardner. You can also see the brothers butler, whose name was, if I remember correctly, Schlag. Sorry. Whose name was Horst Teuber. He was butler to the Lang brothers,
Right.
the guild masters.
I guess I'll go up to Hearst,
All right.
and I want to ask him about the membership of the guild in its current state.
Right.
Like I'm a merchant myself, and when I heard the Western League Merchants Guild was here, and I was heading to this town, I got excited, but I come to town, it's all burned down. What's going on?
He looks at you. First of all, thank you for the drink last night. That was very nice of you. I should introduce myself. I'm Horst Teuber. And you are?
I'm a Salvatore. You can call me Sally.
You're from Thalia.
That's right. Not originally. I'm from the Moot, like most halflings, but when I was a child, we moved down to Tilia, and I was raised there.
I understand. Fine. Well, I'm a member of this outstanding community. So, how can I help you? I mean, you were asking me about what
Is the guild still around? I mean,
yes, the guild.
is there a
still
guild master?
Well, the guild master has been killed in the fire. Albrecht Reise.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, well, unfortunately it happens. I am a wallet to the Lang brothers.
So I should probably talk to them.
It could be problematic. They are very reclusive as of late. I doubt that they would want to talk to you, sir. No insult intended, of course.
Oh, right. Are there any other guild members I could speak to about possibly gaining membership?
Well, there are houses of Manholt and Kummel. You can ask there if you want.
What was it again?
Menholt, and Kimmel.
Okay.
Although it's worth noting that both Menholt and Kimmel have been killed in the fire.
Oh, okay. So the Lang brothers is pretty much all there is now.
Currently, yes.
Why are they reclusive as of late? I mean, shouldn't they be rebuilding?
I don't know, sir. It's not my place to ask. I'm only a servant.
Well, could you put in a request?
I can, but
For them.
I can.
I understand that.
I can. I will. I
Fine.
will try to put a request. Of course, I will. Just don't get your hopes up. I mean, my masters.
Is there any way I can grease the wheel?
What
I understand in business sometimes,
What do you mean? What's your proposal?
Well, you are a servant, of course. Would you take some sort of payment to make sure that they hear this?
I'm interested now.
Okay, I'll make an offer.
I can make sure that they will hear about your proposal for a modest fee of, let's say, 1 gold crown.
1 gold crown?
Yes.
For 1 gold crown, I want to be able to actually meet with them. For just talking to them, I'd have to do a little less than that.
I can arrange that.
For 1 gold crown,
Yes.
I will have a meeting with the Lang brothers?
Yes, you will. I'm not sure if it will be a long meeting, but it will be a meeting nonetheless.
Fair enough.
Should I also extend the invitation to your comrades?
Yes, please.
And he nods towards Harold and Gennaro.
If that's a deal breaker, I can meet with them privately. So long as my associates can escort me there.
Very well. I will arrange that, but I will meet you here in 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yes.
I go to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand.
Okay, thank you.
Very well. Right. So you go back to the table, I presume.
Yeah.
Harold is still sitting there with Gennaro. Harold, your family also went down, and they are eating their supper. I mean breakfast. Sorry, breakfast. I meant their meal, not supper. What are you doing? You see that Sally just finished talking with the fancy-looking man, who was apparently who is apparently a butler to some merchant guys here in town, and he walks towards you.
I don't know.
What?
Okay, I know. I filled the gun with powder and the butt. That's...
What are you doing?
I cleaned the pistol and filled it with powder and bullets.
All right. You clean.
And show how to do it to my son.
Very well. You do this. He looks with interest, of course, because he well never saw you do that, so he's obviously interested. You were showing him everything, and then Sally just sat right next to you.
Here, Nuln has quite the selection of pistols.
I've had the same.
So, are you a good marksman with this?
I killed some pirates and some Norsemen with it. But I hadn't practiced for a long time. Powder is expensive lasting.
I was considering buying a smaller pistol in Nuln at some point. Would you be able to train me? And how to clean it and shoot it and maintain it?
Yeah, it will be no problem.
Okay. How's your face doing?
I want to be prettier. I have spoken
So-
with Wolf. He said that he will lead us to River Rake when he get better in 4 or 5 days.
Okay. The servant to the Lang brothers, I just talked to him. He secured a meet with them in 1 hour. I obviously want to talk to them for legitimate business reasons, but I also think they probably know what's going on in this town. I'm not sure we could just come out and ask them because they could just walk away and ignore us. But we do have this one meet, so I don't know. What do you want to ask them?
I'm not sure I want to speak with him. But if you wanna
Okay,
get,
so-
if you wanna get more trouble and know what is in the city, in the town, well,
Well, I mean, we're here for a couple of days anyway. If we can make some money while we're doing it, why not?
I understand you. Okay.
So what are you waiting for them to for the
Yeah. just gonna
servant
wait there.
to come back?
If they want to, wait, if they want to send some goods to Nuln, I can be the captain of the ferry. You know, we can go by cart to the river and then get a ferry and, you know, does that mean?
Wait, say that again? Sorry.
Okay. If the Lang brothers, yes?
Yeah.
They are merchants.
Oh, so you're saying they might have a ferry that we could take?
If they have some goods to transport to Nuln, we can go by cart to the river, and then I can be the captain of a ferry. If you can hire
Right.
a ferry.
Yeah, so I could offer to secure a shipment for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
Is
I'll
there-
just keep it legitimate business then.
I done that many times. Won't get lost on the river.
Okay. So we have a bit of a bargaining chip if they have business in Nuln.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna hang out for an hour until they get there.
Okay, and so you're waiting for the servant to come back. That's right?
Yeah.
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 And Harold, you are waiting with him?
Yeah, we're speaking. Talking.
Yeah, small talk generally.
Yeah.
Okay. Your family just, they've returned to their room after everything. Your brother told you that in light of what's going on in this town, he thinks that it's best for them not to leave their room, especially the children.
I agree with him, and I agree with him, and I don't, and I ask him to get my sword for me from the room, and I say to him that he should have my shield close.
He tells you that maybe you should just carry it with you all the time.
Yeah, maybe you're right, but you have to have some weapon to.
Yeah, but
Carry that shit yourself.
what?
It's like carry that shit yourself.
Yeah, basic. No, he just patted a dagger strapped to his belt, and he says that he'll be fine, but maybe you should really just carry this sword and shield with you all the time. Because obviously if you've had them yesterday, maybe you would not have this scars. I mean, this wounds on your face now.
Yeah, you're right. So break it to me, and I will do that.
All right. He went upstairs. He brought down your stuff.
Don't talk back.
You know, and then he just came back. I mean, return upstairs. So you basically you've strapped your sword to your belt, your shoe on your back.
Maybe not on the back when I'm sitting in the tavern. Put in the back of the table.
Oh yeah, sorry. So anyway, you have them close by.
Gennaro went with Sally.
What?
Gennaro went with Sally to the Lang brother.
No, they are all sitting with you.
Still sitting.
And
Okay.
from what I understood, you will all be going there, right? Or not?
No, I think not.
Oh.
I could talk to the Lang brothers alone, so it doesn't look like we're like crowding them, you know, like intimidating them or something.
Yeah.
Because I am pretty much just going to talk about legitimate business.
Yeah, so anyway, the hour passes, and you see that the butler returns to you. Horst Teuber. He approaches your table and says, "I've spoken with my masters, Hermann and Rapprecht Lang, and they've agreed to meet you. Fine, sirs."
Okay. And are we going to them, or are they coming here?
Yes, you are invited to their household.
I'm invited too.
Of course, sir. You all three are invited.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go to. I'm invited. It's a shame not to go.
You think that is probably true.
So I go.
So you go toward to the Lang's residence. You see that their house looks very similar to the one that got burned down. Of course, you know this house is in perfect condition, although it's been barricaded. It looks more like a fortification. The windows are barred, the doors are shut, and as you've entered the dark and gloomy interior, the servants that you pass are, you know, they look down on the ground. They don't talk, they don't make eye contact. There's the atmosphere of a slight paranoia, and it's like they are expecting an attack or trouble or something. Anyway, you go to the second floor to a dark living room filled with benches full of books. There are paintings in the presenting various people from Lang family, probably their ancestors. There are a few Ulrican and Morite paintings as well, and you can see brothers Lang. They are twins, in fact, identical twins. They are dressed very, very finely in immaculate merchant's clothes. They have elegant swords and daggers strapped to their belts, and pistols as well. They are basically tall, dark, and rather imposing, actually. you can immediately see the resemblance to the portraits of their more illustrious ancestors that hang in this guild house. "Oh, welcome," says one of them. "My name is Herman, this is my brother Ruprecht. We are brothers Lang. Our butler told us that you wish to meet with us. Please, sit down," and he shows you a comfortable chair, three comfortable chairs to sit in.
I gotta shake their hands and then I sit.
As you've pulled your hand, you know, they've looked at you, and they've shaken it, but after a slight delay. "Horst, please pour some fine whiskey for our guests and for us." "Of course, my master," says the butler, and he pours you a nice, and he pours you 3 drinks. "So, you wanted to meet us," says one of the twins. "You've actually forgotten which is which. Who is who?"
So I was on my way to Nuln from
No.
far south of here. So,
It's a fine city,
And,
known.
oh yeah, I have some business contacts there. I'm a businessman actually. Shit, what was it going? Yeah, so on my travels, I've heard mention of the Western, what is it? Western League Merchants Guild.
Yes, we are part of it.
And that would be a great resource to have as I set up my business in Nuln. So I just wanted to meet with you gentlemen to inquire about a possible membership, or working my way to that point, obviously.
And who are your compatriots? And he looks at you, Harold, and at Gennaro.
This is a Gennaro. He's my business associate, and this gentleman is Harold. He's a river warden by trade.
Is that
And
so?
So he could definitely move goods securely up and down rivers.
I am Harald Hildebrand, a soldier of the 5th Blue and Green Regiment of Northland's River Wardens.
Is that so? Very well. Nice to meet you, Harold. Yes, well, you see that they are both rather nervous. And they sometimes, look around nervously, as if expecting that something will burst from the shadows and attack them. These are trying times for our community. And I'm afraid that our guild is currently postponing any recruitment.
That's unfortunate. Has business stopped for its members, though?
There was an accident.
I've heard. I was
Yes.
shocked when I got into town. Saw that the Western League Merchants Guild had burned down.
Well, actually, it wasn't Western Guild Merchants per se. It was the building that belonged to the guildmaster of the Western Guild Merchants.
Oh, I was mistaken.
Nothing. It's no big thing. Look, we may invite you to join the Western Guild. Oh, by the way, it's just one time. They speak simultaneously. I mean, one speaks than the other. Yeah, so I'm not going to tell you which one speaks now, because they do it, almost at the same time. I hope you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't tell who's who.
Yeah, no, you can, because they are dressed exactly the same, actually, and they sound exactly the same. It's like one man in two bodies. So anyway, we may invite you to join this fine and illustrious guild, but only if you do something for us.
And what's that?
Well, see, some time ago, before the fire, we found out that the guildmaster Albert Reise was in fact working. Well, he was working against the interest of the guild. And we have a reason to believe that he survived the burning of his house. He he possesses a metal chain. This chain is a symbol of office of the guildmaster. Let's just say that Reise was well, he was a bad man, a criminal and a crook. And a mad one at that. So, when we've tried to confront him with what we found out, well, accident happened and fire started. Few people died in that fire. But we have a reason to believe that Reise is still alive. And that he is somewhere here in this city, hiding. And that he still has the chain with him. If you'd find Reise and retrieve the chain, and maybe made sure that, well, you know, he would have another accident, then we could work something out about your membership with the guild. What say you?
I'm not a killer.
We didn't say that you should kill him. We said that you should just retrieve the chain and make sure that he would not steal it again.
If he's a crook and a thief, we can bring him to you and you can hang him.
Yeah, yes, you see, he's a very clever man and he has a lot of connections. And we believe that he's been injured in the fire and that he's regaining his strength. But if he came back and started to play his games again, he could escape justice. He's clever like that, you see. And besides, we can't do anything ourselves because in this town everyone knows everyone. We can't really leave this house because we actually expect him to attack anytime soon. That's why it's so fortified. But you are outsiders. You could do something about it. We could even pay you very handsomely. 50 gold crowns per each of you for dealing with this man. And membership in the guild. 50 gold crowns is more than most of the people in this town will ever see in their lives.
I'm processing this deal. Tell me,
Yes.
if I do this to gain membership, what sort of business would we have in the future?
Well, what sort of business do you partake in, Sir Halfling?
Anything I could buy for a gold and sell for 2.
Well, and you're saying that you're going to Nuln, yes?
That's right.
Well, Wissenland is known for its fine sheep fur. Gunpowder, of course, is always a premium commodity.
Which is sold for quite a bit in Nuln.
Yes. And we in fact have a few contacts in the east who'd like to purchase a large stock of finest known gunpowder, perhaps even some handguns crafted by dwarven smiths.
Okay, I'll do this for as long as you pay an extra share of 50 gold crown to my silent partner in Nuln.
Very well. Of course, we can do this. But we will do this only after you've disposed of Rise and retrieved the chain. Actually, the chain is more.
Okay,
Actually, the chain is more important. It's a symbol of our guild, passed from generation to generation. It's it's like, forgive me my blasphemy. It's like Hammer of Sigmar for Sigmarites.
Understood. So that's the main objective here.
Yes, Rise is the secondary objective.
Which is also just as.
I think that we need some of the money for diversion.
So you want some of the money up front? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
It
Make a
can,
diversion.
it
So
can be
we
arranged.
pretend that we are business partners, and you sold us something. We will borrow a cart and buy some stuff to sell it in Nuln.
Well, it
A
can
shipment
be
of gunpowder, perhaps.
very,
Gunpowder we can buy in Nuln and bring it here.
very well. It can be arranged, but how will it help you find Albrecht?
It's a diversion. If Albrecht have connections, the connections saw that we are here. So let them think that we are just tradesmen.
Very well. We can arrange that, but we should emphasize quite clearly. We don't want you to play shadow games. We want you to find this man and deal with him. He's somewhere in this town. You are obviously men of many talents. You know how to fight, you know how to kill, you know how to track. And time is really of the essence here. So we can arrange the diversion for you, of course. It will be sustained from your payment, naturally.
I agree.
But it's imperative that you find this man and do what you must. Do what you have to do. Just bear in mind that he is also responsible for the death of a priest of Moor, Victor Weber. This man is a...
How did that happen?
It happened during the fire in his house. This man is a killer of priests. He is a heretic, by any accounts. He's not just some minor crook. He's a monster. He killed...
So,
He also killed Tilman Manholt, guildmaster, and Heinrich Kümmel, also a guildmaster. The blood of 3 innocent men is on his hands. They've all died during the fire in his residence.
these are the shady dealings that you're talking about, that you confronted him about?
These shady dealings led to the confrontation at his manor, which involved the priest of Moor, and which eventually ended in the Great Fire, which claimed the lives of many people, involving said priest and 2 find guild masters. Actually, one guild master and one guild member.
So where do we start looking for Albrecht?
I don't know. It's if we knew this, we would be looking ourselves. That's why we are hiring you, because you're obviously well versed in such things.
Does he have any associates that are still on the street now?
Well, we were his associates once. He was the guildmaster after all. So
You said you fear an attack by his men, so he has men out there now.
well, actually, we feared the attack of of his men. Yes, of his men.
So where do we find any of these men?
We don't know. We don't know who his men were.
Okay.
But I'd hazard a guess that the death of Rainer Baumann, the priest of Ulrich, was also his doing. This only shows that this man has no morals. What's that sound?
What?
There was this strange sound.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Sounded like a dog.
Yeah.
I've got a dog, but it wasn't barking.
Alright. So, anyway. What say you? Fine adventurers.
I reach out to shake their hands again,
They shake them.
and
And,
I raise the glass.
and then they look at you, Harold, and at Gennaro. Gennaro looks at you, basically, Sally.
I motion for him to shake their hand.
He does so.
We've got a bargain. I do the same.
Very well. So we have a deal.
Yeah.
We do. And a toast?
A toast! And you toast the deal with a very fine alcohol. Very, very fine. You already can imagine yourselves drinking, only this kind of stuff when you become the members of the Western Merchants Guild.
Yeah.
What's your next course of action, boys?
I guess we need to look around town. Without poking.
Think
Too hard.
what you know already about the town, what happened, who your contacts are. Speak between yourselves about this.
Okay, so let's go to the room in the inn
Yeah.
and speak there.
Or at least in an alleyway where we can have this conversation. Yeah. Are your kids back at the inn?
Yeah, they are still in the inn. They haven't left the building.
Okay, so it's me, you, and Gennaro.
Yeah, only you three.
Okay. So, what do you think?
You're basically outside their house now.
Let's go to the inn room and speak there.
Okay.
So you return to the inn.
Yeah.
You go through the streets almost empty of people, and the ones that you pass, they are afraid. They move quickly. They avoid eye contact. Clearly, this
Do we
town.
pass them down?
Yeah, you pass them on your road to the inn.
Can we look through it?
What?
Can we look through the ruins to see if there's any?
You can check the ruins, but you mean the ruins of Rise's house, yes?
Yeah.
All right.
So let's speak about it, then act.
Okay.
So what? You're going first to ruins and then to...
I was just saying, since we're walking by it, we can do it. Just check real quick.
Yeah, you can see the Rise's house from standing above the other houses, above other houses' rooftops. Of course, it's burned, but you can see that its
Yeah.
remains are still standing. Just like
I'm just gonna search through it real quick, see if I find any documents that haven't been burned or
so
any
you
clues.
go inside.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I will wait. I will wait on the other side of the street, and watch if somebody's getting interest that he went in.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just gonna search real quick. I'm not even sure I'm gonna find anything. I just figured. I mean, it's a fire. People get curious, you know.
Right. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, shit. Someone fucked up with this adventure. Sorry, my bad, guys. Basically, the guild house burned down, and Ryza was inside his guild house, but his house is still standing normally. But
Okay.
it's it was explained in two different ways in this document. Sorry, my bad. So anyway, Ryza's house, which is a two-story building, just like the house of the brothers, is still in one piece, although it has been clearly ransacked. You can see it as you approach it. The windows are broken, the doors are are torn, and they are laying in the dirt. Of course, there is no one inside. The servants have probably escaped. Run. Probably after the fire. So you go inside the house. Well, there's really nothing of value to find there. Everything has been taken away by people. Harold, you watch from the other side, yes?
I stay on the street, and I want to check if somebody is interested that Sally went into the house.
All right.
It's a good idea.
If somebody will follow him, will also follow.
No, you see that no one is interested, mainly because no one is around. People are avoiding this house. They are probably think it's cursed or something. Your guess is,
Yeah,
this is
maybe,
your guess.
but I'm still cautious.
Yeah. Sally, you and Gennaro go inside. Gennaro has, unslung his weapons. He says, "Yeah, you stick close to me, boss. Yeah."
Yeah, I have my club out, but I'm just mainly looking for any clues, any leads.
All right.
Like if Albrecht had a warehouse in town or something, like a secret or a safe house somewhere, like if there's any kind of clue to that.
Yeah. So roll for search.
Did I pass? I'm checking.
Yeah, you've passed because you've had bonuses for passing.
Okay.
Basically. All right. So you've searched the house quite thoroughly. It took you almost half an hour, really. Meanwhile, Harold, you were waiting outside, just watching if anyone would try to enter the house, but no one was. What you found actually? Two things. One were robes, priest robes. You think they belong to a priest of Moor because they have the raven symbol on the back of them, and they are black. The other was a fragment of parchment with writing in some strange code. You don't know what it could be. It doesn't look like Reichspiel, and you could not read it anyway.
Are the letters? Oh yeah, I guess I wouldn't know anyway.
Yeah. No, you don't know what it is. It looks like some sort of code to you.
Okay, I take that.
All right. And that's all. That's all you found.
Okay. I walk outside to Harold and I show him the parchment. Can you read?
No.
Nope.
No. Maybe the guy with
Can
the book.
Gennaro read?
No, Gennaro can't read.
Maybe the
You
guy
can't?
with the book in the inn.
Maybe. We're all gonna have to kind of crowd around him though.
You don't know
he,
what.
he might still be somebody.
Yeah, you don't know what it can be. These things.
Yeah. The kid might even be involved in whatever this writing is. Who knows?
So you.
Okay. Yeah.
My brother was learning to become a priest, but he haven't ended the school because of war.
Can any of your kin read?
Like, no, the younger one not, but my kid's not. But my brother was, like I said, was learning in a priest school. Maybe he can read a bit. Never ask him though.
Okay. I guess for now, like, you probably want to go talk to your family and see how they're doing. Me and Gennaro are gonna walk around town and like get a lay of the land.
Can't we go to the sorry? Can't we go to the inn and speak what we are planning to do?
Yeah, Gennaro
Yeah,
says.
sure.
Yeah, boss. Basically, I don't think it's a good idea to split up with all the animals around.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's all go then. So I'll go
Yeah.
to the inn.
Safety in numbers and all that, eh? So you return to the inn, all of you. You just sit at the table, or you go to your room to speak.
We should go up to the room, I think.
Okay, in the room there's your family, Harold.
Yeah.
You want
So
them to hear what you're talking about, or?
I give a silver coin to my son, and I say to him that she should take his sister down and eat some cake. And I ask my brother to stay here and speak with us.
All right, Pa. Thank you, Pa. And he takes his sister and they run down. So your brother stays, yes?
Yeah.
All right.
He's 16 years old, so he's an adult.
Yeah. He looks at both of you expectantly. So what is it about, Harold?
We got a job. I'll sit close to the door to check sometimes if nobody's listening.
All right.
We're gonna hunt.
Yeah, we should definitely have this private.
What?
Hmm? What?
Brian?
I said we need to have this conversation in private.
Oh.
Is my brother can be trusted, and he'll help us.
But do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
He looks at both of you expectantly.
Okay. So what do you think?
I don't like those Lang brothers. twins scare me. You know, the monsters on the north that came from the Chaos Lands one looked the same as the other. The same as with twins. They are the same. They look similar. Oh, perfectly same.
My only concern in all this is that if we do what they want, that they don't follow through with their payment.
You think that they won't pay? Why?
Oh, I'm not sure. Like, I think when we find Albrecht, he's gonna make a counteroffer.
Maybe, probably. Probably you're right.
So just leave our op. How far are you willing to go in this? Because I understand if you have your limitations.
I don't want to kill a guy without proper judgment. But I understand if the guy isn't now the guild master, he should give back the chain.
Well, my concern is if somebody else did put this guy in the ground, you never saw it happen, right?
Well, we have to make a plan how to search for him, and as I said before, we need a diversion.
Sorry, say that again.
As I said, we have to think of a plan to find this guy, and as I said before, we need a diversion so nobody would connect us with the Lang brothers that we are working for them.
Right. I think they might be able to tell us what the parchment is.
What is? What? Can you say it again?
This parchment?
Parchment. Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Maybe.
weird writing on it.
Yeah. So maybe.
They're probably the safest ones to take it to, because we're working for them.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea that you can lend a cart to horses onto mules and go to the Langs, and they will. The diversion will be that you will pack something on the cart, and at the same time you will show them the parchment.
Now I see what you're doing. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, so we'll go get that shipment of gunpowder then.
And they want you to take gunpowder from noon to them. They have something else, I think. Wow,
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Me and
You will have.
well, I guess the three of us will go down the part.
You will have a reason to meet with them often, and it will be out of suspicion that you're meeting because you're searching for Reza. Yes, that's his name.
Right. And then we could just pass that parchment to Hurst, and he can come back with an answer on what it is.
Yes.
And we go to the scene.
That's a good idea too.
Okay, so I guess we gotta secure a cart real quick.
Yeah. And what to do? How to start?
Is there a stable?
A table in the room?
No, a stable at the inn.
Stable. Michał?
Mike,
Yeah?
are you there?
Yeah. Is there a stable here?
Yeah.
Or a stable or a place when we can
Yeah,
borrow
you can.
start with a driver.
Yeah, you've even passed one not too long ago.
We need a coachman.
Okay.
So you could probably hire hire a coachman and a cart. Who knows? Maybe you could even hire
Right.
the the couple that drove you here.
Yeah. We don't know where they live though. We just have a general idea.
Yeah.
I guess we can just go to the stable and ask if anybody wants a job.
You can try, certainly.
I
will-
So I
I
go
will-
out to the stable. and
I
look
will
for somebody.
think how to start searching for the guy.
For the Albrecht, yes?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I'm thinking how to start.
Ah, okay. So meanwhile, Sally, you went to...
You found, sorry. You found robes of more priests, yes?
Yeah, you found them in his house.
Okay.
So meanwhile, you went to find the stables, Sally, you and Gennaro,
Yeah, to find a coach or
which you
wagon trainer.
which you did. You can clearly see that the stables, they there are many like boxes inside, and people are, this is the right place for people who want to hire coachmen for longer or shorter rides. There are a few
So-
here standing. So you approach one of them.
What was the town that we need to get to?
The town that you need to get to?
The town that's
Yeah,
on the river
that
right.
old station too.
Ulschloss.
Oh,
Ulschloss.
Yeah.
I hate the German names.
yeah. All this is so terribly misspelled. It's like something out of Star Wars. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to Uschlitz. About how much for ride taking some goods to Uschlitz and then possibly on to Nuln from there.
And back? Asks the bald, fat little man, who is the owner of one of the couches.
Well, I'll send you back with some goods, and then you come back and just keep doing it.
Right. Well, for that kind of travel, it will be at least 4 crowns. I mean, it's
4 crowns?
yes, it's known we're talking about. It's quite a distance.
How about 3 crowns the first time and 5 crowns every time after that?
Roll for your fellowship.
Okay. Boom!
Oh, nice. Right. Very well. We can have a deal then.
My tooth just sparkled like ding.
Yeah, exactly. No problems. You've convinced him to do that. So he asks you what will he be transporting, and
Just goods and that we could sell for a decent amount in known. We know some gunpowder for sure.
Right. So you'll be coming with me.
Yeah, I have some associates that are coming with us.
Very well. Fine, of course. So
We'll protect the wagon this time, and I'll hire somebody to go back with you.
right. So where do you want to live? When do you want to live?
What is it? 4 days from now?
4 days from now. Very well, sir.
We do need to pick up a shipment now, though. I'll stay with the cart in the stable at night to guard the shipment.
All right. All right. No problems. Of course.
So for your payment, I'll do half up front right now, and then half when we get to where we're going.
It's
that work?
reasonable. Yes, it's reasonable. I can agree to that.
Okay, so.
So you've paid
Okay, I
him
just
a
deducted.
crown and a half, if I.
Yeah, so that's 1 crown 10 shillings on here.
All right.
Not 6?
Yeah, it's 6 shillings. You know. No, wait.
Oh, only 6.
It's
No,
1,
it's
12, 20.
I thought that was.
is it?
There's 20 and 1 gold crown.
Yeah, exactly. So
not
110.
Yeah.
12, 12, not 12.
I think it's 12 pennies.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I always forgot which is which. Which is 12, which is 20.
All right. So
Okay, so I guess me and Gennaro and the coachman need to go to the Lang brothers' house again.
yeah. You go to the Lang brothers. You knock at the door, I presume.
Yeah.
A servant, he just very slowly opens the door just a bit. Yes. How can I help you?
Is it Hurst?
No, it's not.
I need to speak to Hurst, please.
He's not here right now.
Would you be able to bring this to the Lang brothers and see about our first shipment of gunpowder? Pick it up.
And what do you show him to? What do you show him actually?
I fold up the parchment
All right.
and I hand it to him and I say I need an answer from the Lang brothers about this, like what I'm looking at here.
Right. He says, of course, no problems. No problem, I will do this right away. He clearly recognized you from before. You know, your visit.
Okay.
That's why he probably did not make any problems. So he took the parchment, but that wasn't that parchment, right? I mean, the parchment that you found in the house, or was it?
Could I have copied it? I guess I don't know.
Do you have the skills to copy?
No, I don't.
So no.
I mean, like out of character, could I just go in and talk to him again, like instead of giving it to a servant?
Well, probably not. I mean, you can try, but you know.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try.
So if you when you tried to get inside, he stopped you. He said that I'm sorry, but unless invited, you can't come in.
Oh, yeah, I just need to speak with them about this document I found.
So the servant grabbed the parchment and carried it to his masters.
Okay.
All
I
right.
guess I have no choice.
So what are you waiting for exactly?
Waiting for an answer and the gunpowder to
Right.
put in the cart.
He returns shortly thereafter. He says that yes, the gunpowder will be delivered shortly to the stable.
To the stable. Okay.
Yes.
And what of the parchment?
It will be checked. But
Okay. I'll come back this time tomorrow.
very well.
With the cart again.
Right.
I'll buy some goods to put in the cart.
Very well. We can agree to that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
He quickly closes the door.
Well, Gennaro, that was a waste.
Yeah, boss, what the hell was that all about, eh?
I don't know. Okay, so I guess we go back to the stable.
Yeah, we should, yeah.
When we get back, I told Gennaro to stay with, or I guess it's not there yet. Fuck it. If we go to the we go back into the inn to talk to Harold.
Alright, Harold, what are you doing?
I will take Sigismund and go with him to the Chapel of Maul.
Alright.
And I ask him, did he finish to the school? Can you read? Oh,
Yes, brother, I've read that, but, well, it was written in some kind of code, I believe.
okay.
Without without knowing what the code is, I can't really tell you anything about it.
Have you ever been in the Chapel of Maul?
Well, yes, once or twice. It's not a place that I'm exactly fond of.
So be careful and let's watch. Let's look for everything that can be suspicious there.
Will do, brother, will do. No worries. And with that you walk towards the Chapel of Mor, which apparently has stood neglected since the death of the priest. You know that until a new priest can be summoned, the dead must remain unburied. And from what you've gathered, to prevent the spread of disease and the onset of decay, a local rag picker by the name of Jorn has been employed to place the bodies in a vacant crypt and surround them with cold, damp earth. Fortunately for...
While you guys are doing this, I'm gonna do the bathroom real quick, okay?
Alright, no worries. So, as you approach the chapel, you see the gloomy building, and you also see a man, young man, but very, basically he's shabby, he's disheveled, he looks, he's dirty. He's got a small axe strapped to his belt. It's probably Jorn, the corpse handler. And he's in the process of unloading a new portion of dirt from the from a small cart that he hauled towards the temple. What are you doing?
Hey, gravedigger. I call him.
Oh, who goes there? Asks the man.
I am Harald Hildebrander, and this is my brother, Sigismund Hildebrander.
Well met on this fine day.
My brother was in a priest school, and he's curious what a Maud chapel looks like. Can we go in?
Of course, of course. Mind you, I'm not a priest. The one we had has died, unfortunately.
I heard the story. So I let Sigismund to go in and to search for anything he can find, and in this time I speak with the gravedigger to take his time.
Wait, brother, you want me to rummage through the corpses?
Take a... No, jak się nazywa chusteczka?
Take the handkerchief.
Yeah, and...
Or rather, a rag.
A rag, and cover your
back.
mouth,
Right.
and maybe you know something how the mole priest was, why the mole priest was killed. Yeah. And I will keep the gravedigger outside and speak with him to take his time.
Yeah, alright. Just don't expect me to dig through all the corpses. No,
Okay. I understand.
I did not ask for this. Alright, so anyway, he goes inside while you and while you and Jorn wait outside.
I asked the gravedigger how the Morpheus died.
Well, he died in a fire in the guild house, good sir.
Many people died there.
Yes, that's true. Unfortunately, that's true.
No, somebody set the fire.
Oh, I don't know. We have every single body from that accident here in the chapel.
Hmm.
But you know, it's the priest of Ulrich that really worries me. I mean, he was killed by animals. And besides, after the fire, there are still accidents. I have a lot of townsfolk here who have fallen prey to wild beasts, just as the poor Ulrican priest.
Hmm. And the fire in the chapel of Ulrich is still burning.
Excuse me, come again?
The fire in the chapel of Ulrich is still burning.
Well, honestly, I don't know, because there is also no other priest of Ulrich present yet. So we are still waiting for the new one to come, and we don't dare to perform
On site.
the rites.
Yeah, I understand. Do you know who from the city council survived the fire?
From the city council? You mean from the guild?
Well, I suppose that the guild masters were the richest men in the city, as so as the priests were important, so they were some kind of the council.
Well, the brothers Lang survived. Lothar Hoch, mill owner and guild members, is also still alive, from what I've heard. Who else?
Which important citizen have you buried lastly?
Well, good sir, I've buried the priest of Mor, I've buried the priest of Ulrich, I've buried Tillman Manhold, guildmaster, I've buried Heinrich Kimmel, who was a guild member. These are the most important souls I've buried here. Without a doubt.
You're a good man making hard work.
I just doing what I'm asked to do. That's all. So, why are you exactly asking for all this? I mean,
I'm curious.
you're clearly out of town. I haven't seen you here before.
Let's say I struck myself into head. I pull down my hat so you can see that I have pressure wounds on the head.
Alright.
Let's say I got struck in the head by the wolves.
Oh, you've been attacked by the animals.
Yeah. We saved a hunter. And the wolves, one of the wolves bit me. So I want to know why I was attacked and why he was attacked.
I understand. Well, I won't be able to help you with here.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm calling my brother. Sigismund.
he returns. You see that he's a bit more pale. Yes, brother, I'm here. I've shown my obeisance to Mor.
Yeah, so let's go. Thank you, Gravedigger.
He looks strangely at Sigismund, he looks strangely at you. Well, Ulrich and Mor praise you. Be safe.
Be safe. So, what have you seen in the chapel, Sigismund?
There were There are lots of bodies there, brother. Many of them burned from that fire that you've spoken of.
Yeah.
Uh,
They are not buried.
what?
They are not buried yet.
No, I don't think they can bury them before a new priest arrives.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you think that if someone knows how the body work, he can still get to know how they died?
I don't know, brother. Perhaps a physician of some sorts would be able to assert that. But, you know, I'm not the man for that kind of job.
You haven't seen any big cuts on them, just black skin.
Actually, now that you've mentioned it, one of these men clearly had cuts, I believe, made before the body was burnt. It reminded me of a body with of some of the bodies that we saw in Nordland when we fled from there. You know, when the barbarians first
Yeah.
tortured and then burned their victims on their pyres.
Like with the fiery weapon?
What?
Like with the flaming weapon?
No, I mean, one of the bodies looked like it was cut before it got burnt.
Okay. It was a woman and a man, you know?
A man.
And one of the guild masters.
How the hell should I know?
Okay. Okay. Something else?
No, not really, except the stench was horrible and I think I'm going to be sick. Can we please return to the inn?
Yeah, we'll buy some alcohol.
No, I just want to go to sleep.
Okay.
Thank you. So you return to the inn?
Yeah.
Gennaro and Sally are already waiting for you there. In the common room, the merchant's room. Sally,
already.
you see that Harold and his brother return.
Hi guys.
I wave him over to the table where Jero and I are drinking.
Sorry. Basically, Sigismund excuses you and just walks upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So Harold, you sit with Gennaro and Sally near one table.
So we get the package?
Brian?
Yeah, they're supposed to be delivering the goods here in a little bit. As for the parchments, I don't know yet, but we have an opportunity to go back tomorrow and make it look legit again, so we can ask them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know nothing.
I will say it in very silent, so only Gennaro and Sally can hear it. One of the people that died in the fire was cut. Maybe before he was burned.
I want to quietly say, like, I think it's pretty obvious the Lang brothers were taking out all their competition.
Maybe that's true.
So yeah, I know nothing. I still don't know where to look for Albrecht.
Let's go to the
Maybe
chapel of Ulrich.
maybe when they bring the ship, they'll bring word of what that parchment was about.
Okay. Let's go to the chapel of Ulrich. We'll see if the...
What about Ulrich?
What about?
You said something about Ulrich?
Let's go to the chapel of Ulrich. Let's see if the holy fire is still burning.
Still burning.
You know, in the north, in chapels of Ulrich, there is a holy fire that is spread through all chapels of Ulrich in the whole empire and the old world. If the
And-
chapel ain't burning any longer, it's very bad. I had that.
So you're saying that maybe the flame has gone out.
Maybe the wolves attack because of the fire has vanquished.
So we should check this out then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let
I'm
me
gonna
drink.
wait for the shipments, and then we'll go and check the temple, the chapel of Ulrich, I guess.
It will be in the morning. Next day.
Yeah. What time is?
It's about 1 p.m.
So let's eat something
Oh,
and go
sweet.
there.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll just wait for the shipment and then head off to the chapel.
The shipment will be next day, so let's go now.
What the hell?
No, I think
That's
What?
the
there's just a delivery to the stable in a few hours. They said.
a few hours. Okay. Okay, so let's wait. I'll take some time with my kids. So call me when you're ready.
Okay.
So you're waiting for the shipment, right?
Right.
All right.
And hopefully they have some kind of word about whatever the parchment was when they bring it.
All right. So, but you're waiting for the shipment in your inn room or at the stables?
I'll go to the stables to wait.
Yeah. All
'Cause
right.
that's where they're bringing it.
So we go to the stables, basically, with Gennaro, of course. And finally, after some lengthy time, about hour and a half, 3 men bearing the livery of the Brothers Lang approach with a few small barrels. This is probably the gunpowder.
Okay.
One of them, the one that was speaking to you in the door, approaches you. Here
I'm
are
gonna
the
shake it.
here are the goods. Be careful, it's a gunpowder. It can explode.
I understand there's a tarp over it. I guess
Yes, of course. We
Okay.
will
canvas.
we will protect it so it will not get damp.
Okay. And what of the parchment I gave you?
We don't know what it is actually.
Like you really don't know what it is?
I'm just saying what I'm just telling you what my master said.
Okay, I give him two copper pennies and say thanks for his time.
Thank you, sir. He gestures towards the rest of his fellows, and they return from whence they came. The gunpowder has been loaded on the cart, and and the owner of the cart is approaching you. So, we are waiting with this for another 4 days, yes?
Yeah, and there might be some more added to it.
Very well. Let it be so then.
So you're gonna stay here. We'll rotate shifts with Gennaro here, and my friend Harold's brother, I suppose.
We can arrange that.
Okay.
Right. So, so this young man will stay here, yes?
Yeah.
Right. Right. That's reasonable. Very well. Just tell me when you will want to go.
Okay, we will.
Right. So what are you doing now?
How many barrels? It was 3.
3 barrels.
3 barrels. Okay. Let me write that down. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the inns at Harold. So
Okay.
we can go to the chapel.
Of Ulrich.
Yeah.
Right. You go back. Harold is still sleeping. You
I'm
wake
not
him up.
sleeping. I'm talking with my daughter and son.
Oh, sorry. All right. So yeah.
Playing with them on some throwing rocks or something like that.
All right. So you're having a good time when Sally returns.
Okay, so
Is your brother?
Wet from the rain because it's raining outside.
I say to Marvin that I have to go work weights, so stay with brother and keep safe and warm. Then I go to Sally,
All right.
taking the shield on my back.
So we got the shipment. I think our coachman Gennaro here and your brother should rotate shifts guarding it. But I
Okay.
did not get any word from Parchment. We still don't know.
Okay. I will say it to Sigismund when he wake up. Let's go pray. The chapel.
To the Ulrich chapel.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well, he woke up rather quickly.
Oh, okay. So I say to him that he'll get a job. He'll guard the car.
All right. As long as there are no dead bodies, I'm in.
Okay.
So you go to the Ulrich's chapel now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The temple of Ulrich lies abandoned at the edge of the town. You can see as you approach it in the light rain that the door still stands a little ajar, revealing the signs of a struggle. Actually, there are bloody handprints at the door, and a pool of dried blood sits just inside the door.
Halflings first.
Does any one of you has tracking?
No,
You know,
I don't. Anyway.
I don't have.
Come again?
Nope.
All right.
I say to Sally, halflings first.
Okay, I get my club out and I kind of chuckle as I push the door open.
Yeah, Gennaro stayed near the cart. That's right?
Yeah.
Right.
And your brother's with us, right?
No, he's not. He also is on the card.
No, he went with you actually.
He went with us. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's basically you all three enter inside. The place stinks of death and blood. There is no one inside. The fire of Ulrich has been extinguished because there was no one to keep it going.
Sigismund, what will happen if the fire of Ulrich extinguishes?
It's a very bad omen, brother. It is said to bring bad luck and unfortune upon people living in the shadow of the temple.
And I suppose you can't just start any old fire to get
No,
it going again.
it would be a blasphemy. Only a priest of Ulrich can light the fire of the wolf god.
Great. Great. As I said.
Roll for search. Or no, roll for perception. Sorry, perception.
I wanted to search the room, but okay, perception first. One success.
All right. uh, Sally, you did not find anything interesting. You saw that Sigismund also looked rather lost and without direction. However, Harold, you saw just outside the temple on a branch of a bush, you found something. A fragment of a furry cloak. Basically a cloak made from fur of an animal. A black cloak.
Black cloak made of fur of an animal.
Yeah.
It's in a part of it, or
It's a part. It's a small fragment.
Mhm. I get it down with a stick.
As you touch the cloak, you feel a strange sensation, as if basically the cloak is very cold. I mean, the material is very cold in your hand, like unnaturally so.
Okay, so I want to wait. I don't know the word. I'll find it.
Come again?
I
I can.
want to wrap the fur in some cloth
All right.
and hide it to my pocket.
All right. You show it to Sally and Sigismund?
Yeah. I want to show it. Yeah, I want to show it
Yeah.
before I hide it.
So you see that.
What is this?
I don't know. It's some kind of fur. It's very weird sensation. It was on the tree. As somebody maybe hit the tree or walk on the side of the tree and one of the sticks tore a part of his coat from him.
I guess what I'm asking is like, what does it mean for us exactly, though?
Probably.
What does it mean for us? Well, when we are fighting with the wolves, like I said to you, I seen a shadow with red eyes, maybe the same person in black coat. A shadow, black coat, maybe the same. But I don't like red eyes.
So, should we just stay outside tonight? I mean, like, how do we get this ghostly figure to reappear?
I don't know. You took the job. I agreed. Now it's hard to go back. You can run, but the weather is still bad. I'm still tired of walking long distance. My head isn't good.
Out of character, I'm not sure what our next lead is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or our next course of action.
Yeah, you should think about that.
We should think what we know. There's a coded parchment, black fur cloak, dead burned bodies. That at least one of them was cut with a sword or knife before he was burned, and a priest of wolf god killed by wolves.
Should we give the fabric, the ripped fabric, to the servant on the next shipment?
Maybe we'll show the black fur to Wolf, the hunter, let me say it. Maybe he knows
Okay.
a black animal like that.
All right. So I guess we can't search anymore here.
You've practically found everything.
Okay.
Okay, so
I
let's
guess we'll head back. Look
Yeah.
for Wolf.
yeah. I
Right.
agree.
But guys, we'll need to do this next time because it's very late and I'm dead tired. Sorry for that, basically, but we are approaching the hour to end the game anyway, so I hope you don't mind because I'm on my last legs.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Thank
and I think it's good for you to write. I mean to read all of your notes because I'm pretty sure you've missed 2 clues, which I think that you've managed to write down, but you know that you've missed.
Yeah, I feel like I missed something as well, and I hope I wrote it down.
Yeah.
When I open the journal, it's empty. Maybe you have to save.
No, I think Brian is writing this in some other Word program.
Okay, so can you put it into the journal on the roll?
He will put this into row 20. No worries. Right. Matthew, remember that you're on 1 HP now.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, one. Okay.
I hope that you've kept track of all your money and ammunition.
Of money, yes. Of money and ammunition, yes.
Alright.
I wanted to ask how many wounds I have, but okay.
Yeah, you're on 1.
Faster. Was faster.
And I think our next game, according to schedule, will be on 13th of February, Saturday, same hour. If that's okay for you, then
So
Yeah.
2 weeks.
yeah, 2 weeks, just like usual.
Okay.
No problem.
Alright, great. So we'll start at 5 p.m. GMT. Yeah, sorry for today, but I kind of feel not very well, unfortunately. So, you know, I think it's best for me to finish it now because I would just I would not deliver. So anyway, points for you. Brian, please note, you get 30 points for the adventure today.
Okay.
Each of you gets 10 points for your characters, professions. Each of you gets 10 points for your religion.
Okay. Hang on a second. We get 30 plus 10 plus. What was it?
30, 10, 10.
Okay.
Right, then you've got what are your star signs? Grangnis Baldric is for Harold. Disciplined, honorable, skilled at arms. Well, you did run outside. You are disciplined. You're honorable because you don't want to kill that man without the proof.
And I almost died.
And you almost died, so it's 10 for you. Your star sign is Sally.
Ria's Cauldron.
Alright. So, what about it?
Fearless, merciful. I think I did that. I'm not so much sure about righteous.
You were merciful, I think. What? Wait, I need to check this. Rice Cauldron, yeah.
Ah, you have a funny sign.
Well, you
Wow.
were fearless 2 times. Merciful. Well, you did not kill anyone. Righteous.
Well, no, I wanted to help the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like everyone was
Yeah,
gonna get ripped apart.
you even told them that they're cowards. All right, 10 points for you. And then we go to your dooms.
What did Harold get for Star Sign?
10 points.
Okay.
I have Galdric of Grundy. Baldric of Grundy. Yeah, they said Baldric of Grundy.
I'm sorry, your dooms.
Yeah, my doom. Yeah.
No, it's not your doom. It's
Yeah, my doom is the last exclamation is love.
oh. So,
I don't know. I don't know.
all right. Your doom, Sally.
The blind maiden shall wait thy soul. I mean, I'm definitely thinking about this guy, whether or not he needs to be killed, but at the same time, I'm probably going to do it anyway if I think there's a gain in it.
All right.
So, I'm kind of not concerned about my doom right now. Like,
All right. So, right. So,
I don't even know what exclamation. I had to Google it again. It was because I forgot. It's sharp. Okay.
all right. 5 points for you, Sally, for that doom. Any ideas that push the adventure forward?
You have to read the notes.
I mean, you.
Harold had the idea to do the shipment, so
Yeah.
it would look like just doing legitimate business.
And if it will work out, then I'll reward you for it on the next session. I remember that. Don't worry.
For what? For what? I don't understand.
Basically, you can get points for clever ideas that push adventure forward.
Ah, okay.
And your idea with the shipment was good, but it's not resolved yet.
Yeah,
Did,
it was.
did Harold get anything for Doom?
What? Yeah, Harold got his doom. Yeah.
5 or 10?
Sorry. For Doom. No, I did not saw Harold's Doom today, unfortunately. So no
Yeah,
points.
my doom is the last exclamation
Yeah.
is love.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do that.
Well, think about it.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, but for now it's I can give you any points for that. But think about it in some clever way, ingenious way, and I'll reward you for it.
Okay, and
Or
it was
I bribed the guy to get a meeting with the Lang brothers.
Well, yes, that's true. Right, 5 points for you.
Okay.
And I think that's
I found the clue with Sigismund in the Chapel of Mar.
no, this is something.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's a part of an adventure, basically.
Okay.
But the idea
So, yeah.
the idea with shipment and was very cool.
Okay.
So, I think that's it. Brian, how many points did you get?
We both got 50 base. I have 20 on top, so 70 for me. 60 for Harold.
All right.
Yeah.
So please note your points. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'll see you next time. Feel free to post on our group. It was fun playing with you.
Me too, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I'll see you on 13th of February.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Bye, guys.
Bye, luck to
I'll see you.
everybody.